Om Shanti and welcome back to Light of Knowledge. Light of Knowledge is a platform that gives you spiritual knowledge in simple and easy terms that you can bring back home and practice in your daily life. Today, we have a very special guest with us, Sudha Didi from Russia. She's the director of Brahma Kumaris in Russia for the past 30 years and has been with Brahma Kumaris for more than 50 years. She's a recipient of several awards, and one of them being Person of the Millennium. She's a writer, and she also likes to conduct workshops on topics such as positive change and benevolence. Sudha Didi, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Didi, our topic for today is Raj Yoga for working professionals.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe this is a need of the hour because all the busy working professionals out there are going through a lot of stress in their life. And we want to tell them that Raj Yoga can bring peace in your life and simplify your life.
Okay.
So could we start with what is Raj Yoga meditation?
Thank you so much for inviting me today for this session, for this program, The Light of Knowledge. And, I'm a practicant of Raj Yoga, as you said, since 50 years. And I started it when I was a student.
Okay.
And Raj Yoga, helped me in my student life very much. And what is Raj Yoga? Actually, it is a way of life. It's not just a practice for a few minutes or few hours a day. It's a way of life, and your way of thinking, your way of speaking, your way of eating, your way of seeing the situations, perceiving the things, it changes on the basis of the spiritual knowledge which we get here in Brahma Kumaris.
Okay. When you say, I'm sorry to interrupt, but when you say, so it sounds like it's a complete package.
Right.
You're talking about a total lifestyle here.
Right.
About thinking and seeing things differently.
Yeah.
When you say seeing things differently, what is it that we are referring to?
Like I give you one example. Very often a person is disturbed with the other person when he looks at the situation from only his point of view.
Okay.
And when you are a practicant of Raj Yoga, then you try to look at the situation from the point of view of the other person too.
Okay.
That is, you rise above the situation.
Okay.
And from above you look at the situation. You do not allow yourself to be influenced or affected by the situation.
Okay.
So you are detached.
Okay.
You are on a seat of detached observer. When you are on that seat, then you are able to see the situation as a whole.
Okay.
You are not seeing it from a narrow angle.
Okay.
And when your point of view is broader, you see the whole situation. And as a result, your decision, your choice is different if you would have seen the situation from only your point of view.
This sounds very encouraging because it's not only just working professionals, but if we can have that broader perspective for any situation, then I can immediately see how Raj Yoga is going to benefit us in our life.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very, very true. And and then then your thinking changes, your thinking pattern changes. Then you begin to think of that what can I do in this situation?
Okay.
What can be my role?
Okay.
Then you do not expect only from others that the other person should change or that person should cooperate with you or help you or do something for you. But then you begin to think, what can you do for yourself and for the other person?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a very good position to be.
Yeah.
To be so giving. And the other question that comes to mind when we talk about any additional activity, because we are so much in our routine.
Right.
Just the thought of taking on another activity, be it meditation or anything else for that matter, time constraints. People have time constraints in their life. So if I were to tell someone that, okay, you know, Raj Yoga is good for you, somebody who's watching us and has heard this, that is going to benefit him or her. But then the next thought that comes to mind is, can I make the time for it?
Right. It's a very good question, you know, but my experience says that when you begin to understand and practice Raj Yoga, then the time consumed for any given task is reduced.
Okay.
Because your concentration increases.
Okay.
You become free from wasteful thoughts.
Okay.
You are no more interested in wasteful conversations. You know, they just take away your time and energy.
Right.
And as a result, you are more focused, more concentrated, your grasping power increases, and you are able to do more work in less time.
Okay.
And so therefore, though the day remains of 24 hours anyway, but then because you are able to be focused and concentrated, you are able to economize time from your daily routine.
Okay.
This is one thing.
Okay.
And the second thing is that when you are practicing Raj Yoga, then you are practicing not as a separate activity. You bring Raj Yoga in your activity,
life.
in your action.
Okay.
Because it is actually the yoga of the mind, yoga of the intellect. You know, you do not need to have any special postures or asanas for that. You do not need to do any breathing exercise or chanting some mantras or turning the beads of the rosary or singing some prayers. Nothing. You need to understand it and then use that understanding and practice while you are sitting near a computer, for example, while you are cooking, while you are eating, while you are talking to somebody and, you know, making some deals or whatever.
What is it that we would exactly do? Because what you said so far is very interesting. It has given a very clear picture that Raj Yoga is something different from what we have heard about meditation all these years. You know, no need to sit down and no rosary beads or anything, no chantings. But what you just mentioned, for example, I'm sitting in front of a computer.
Right.
So how do I practice Raj Yoga meditation while sitting in front of a computer?
You know, first of all, of course, you need to have the theoretical understanding.
Okay.
Then what we say is that Raj Yoga practice has 3 steps. Basically, first is you need to understand yourself, who am I?
Okay.
That is, and the answer to this question in brief is that I am a soul. I am a point of light.
Correct.
I am a peaceful being of light.
Correct.
And I am like a tiny star located at the level of the center of the forehead in the brain. And second thing is that I understand that I am God's child. God is my supreme father, the father of the soul. And the third thing is that I am from a place, I the soul, am from a place which is the home of the soul. It is also the home of peace, the home of sweet silence. And so when I sit near the computer, so as I sit, I remind myself that I am a peaceful being of light.
Right. Okay.
I am God's child.
Okay.
My home is the home of peace. So I bring myself fully in peace. I am not stressed. I am not in tension. I am not worried what will happen. I am not confused because I am a being of light. I am peaceful. So when I start my work, press the button peacefully. I wait till the computer begins to work. I wait, you know, I am peaceful. And so even the technical things begin to cooperate with me.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Because the positive energy is going out.
Yeah.
Actually, it's very interesting because, like you said, you know, once you start the computer, it does take like a few minutes for the computer to start up. So instead of using those few minutes to worry about things or go into waste thoughts, if I go into these peaceful thoughts, then automatically my work is going to be much more better. Very interesting. But to come to that stage, I would have to at least spend some time in the morning devoted to just the meditation aspect.
Yes. You know, after you have, you know, I would just like to say here that we have a basic course for understanding the Raj Yoga practice. And after you have done that, then you begin to practice it in the morning. I will suggest that if you, for example, get up at 6 o'clock, generally. So maybe you will be able to get up at 5:45,
Okay.
just 15 minutes before you get up generally.
Okay.
And then at the end of the day, also when you go to your bed,
Okay.
find few minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 3 minutes to be in that stage. So you begin your day with that practice and end your day with that practice.
Okay.
And after that, it will enter your activities, you know.
Okay.
So you start from your home, you give a pause for a minute
Okay.
and remind yourself, I am a peaceful being of light.
Okay.
You sit in your car or you go by transport, so you remind yourself, who am I? You reach your office, your place of work, you remind yourself, who am I? You just little soft, gentle reminder to yourself again and again, you know, very naturally, then it brings that kind of stage.
That's, you know, something definitely all of us can practice because it is so simple.
Yeah.
But again, you know, once we step out of the house, immediately the surrounding will just kind of pull us into, you know. So to have that kind of awareness, other than the first 15-20 minutes after waking up, is there anything else we can do so we can keep coming back to that place?
Yes, we have, you know, in our organization, Brahma Kumaris, we have a number of things for helping us in this. We have, for example, beautiful music.
Okay.
Nowadays, everybody has mobile.
Sure.
And if we can, you know, download some music in that just for a minute,
Right.
you know, and then you are sitting somewhere, you know, just put on that music.
Okay.
You can put on that music in your car while you are going, during your lunch time or when you start your work. We have beautiful recorded lectures. If in free time we can listen to them.
Yes.
We have beautiful literature and something like some slogans, you know. If you have your working table and you put something there on the working table, you know, which will remind you that who you are, that will be very good.
You know, it's very interesting you said that because in the Western countries, it's a popular custom at work, like you have at your bench, you know, at your desk, you have pictures of your family and friends, you post them up on the wall and everything. So if we can have these sayings or
thoughts, you know,
thoughts,
yes,
that would definitely
that will be very helpful.
Yes, yes. That's a wonderful idea.
Yeah, some people sometimes make such kind of a habit to have a small, very small notebook and to write some things on that, like on every page, one thought.
Okay.
And so just it's a pocket book and you just take it out and you can just see it. This is also possible when you are not in your workplace.
Right.
Yeah.
And if it's just one thought per page, maybe you can even like write your own notes.
Yes.
As you're doing some churning.
Right.
That's a wonderful idea.
So then your intellect, your mind begins to work in that direction.
Right.
It is like nourishing the self, nourishing the soul. It is even more powerful, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this, we talked about the time aspect. Now, one other interesting and important aspect about this whole meditation practice that worries people or concerns people is food. Most of us now are not willing to give up, you know, restaurant food, for example, because we are like, okay, I don't have time to cook at home. I have a lot of work. I'm going to eat out, be it at your workplace or in a restaurant. What does Rajyoga meditation talk about that?
It's very interesting. You know, actually, the food plays a very important role in the practice of Raj Yoga. But what I will suggest now is that if, in the beginning, you know, you are not able to cook at home, you're not used to maybe cook, or maybe you do not know how to cook, you don't have the time, maybe you're not interested in cooking. There can be many reasons for that, And if you are taking in a restaurant, you know, that first of all, at least if you are, for example, a non-veg, so try to make it possible from non-veg shift to the vegetarian food. Why? Because, you know, Raj Yoga, it is a practice of the mind. And I am saying myself the understanding that I am a peaceful being of light. And non-vegetarian food is a product of violence.
Okay, yeah.
And if you eat that food, it will definitely have effect on your mind. So then, on one hand, you are bringing those peaceless vibrations in your mind. When these animals are killed, you can imagine what happens to them. And when, on one hand, these peaceless vibrations are entering, on the other hand, you are trying to convince yourself that you are a peaceful soul. This is a sort of internal conflict.
Yes.
And this will not allow you to be really peaceful.
Okay.
And so, first of all, make a shift from non-veg to the vegetarian.
Okay.
The second step can be that when the plate comes in front of you, then you just don't begin to eat it immediately.
Okay.
Create this thought that I am a peaceful being of light.
Okay.
And sit in silence. Give this food very pure vision.
Okay.
That this food is not going to harm you. This food is going to give you health.
Okay.
So eat it peacefully. Don't hurry while eating it.
When you say vision, you just look at the food and
look at the food with these peaceful thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm thinking these are really wonderful tips that Didi has given us today. And like you said, it's a contradiction in terms. Like, I'm a peaceful soul and I'm eating meat or non-veg food. So that's very important to start out with being vegetarian. Will it gradually, when I say if I do stop my meat eating habits, but there is some part of me that will still relish like spicy food or tasty food. What do I do with that?
Too much spicy food, or when you say tasty food, tasty food is not prohibited.
Okay.
You can eat that.
Okay.
You can use spices too, but extreme, too much of anything is not good even for the health.
Right.
Even for the health. If it is in its limits, then it's okay. You can eat that. But now, as we are living in this world, the climatic conditions, the weather conditions, everything is so polluted that our body system, our organism is not able to digest everything that we eat. And because the weather, the conditions are not very, very suitable as it used to be. And moreover, lifestyle is very different. In earlier days, like for example, our grandparents or great-grandparents, they used to go to the fields, they used to do some hard work, like fetching water from the well and doing certain such things, physical work. And it was easy for them to digest this food. But now we are sitting more near the computer or even if a doctor or an advocate or manager, so we have more sitting work. And our body has less movements. And as a result, our digestive system is not so powerful.
Right.
So we have to take care of our physical health too. Otherwise, even the physical health, if it is not good, it will become an obstacle in our practice of Raj Yoga, in our profession, in our family life, and in everything.
Another factor that comes into play with a busy working lifestyle is eating late. Many people that I know will eat like after 10 p.m. So how does that affect our meditation practices?
After 10 eating, it is not at all healthy, not at all. It means if people eat after 10, they will sleep after 12.
Yes.
And if they will sleep after 12, they will get up very late.
Yes.
And if they get up very late, their day begins late, and then they are in tension because they are not able to finish their work. It is a whole chain, circle.
Yes.
And so the wise people suggest that better if you are able to eat it by 7:30 in the evening, so that you have enough time to go to allow your food to digest before you go to bed. And I will suggest that we should go to bed not later than 10:30.
Okay.
10 is okay, but 10:30 is the latest.
Okay.
and then you give good hours of sleep to your body. It takes good rest. You are easily able to get up by 5 o'clock. It is enough time, because science also explains when you have, for example, 2 hours of sleep before 12 o'clock,
Okay.
these 2 hours of sleep give you rest equal to 4 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the sleeping hours after 12 are like as many hours they are.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. And so therefore, if you sleep at 10 o'clock, so 10 to 12, it is
Okay.
already 4 hours.
Okay.
You see?
That's right.
Yeah. And then 4 hours or 5 hours more, it's enough.
Yeah, so that's almost 8
It's
hours.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you get up, you are fresh, and you are enthusiastic, you are energetic, and you are able to do more in less time. And then you are able to find time for cooking also.
That's right. So you start cooking your own vegetarian food at home.
Right, yeah.
This is a very interesting point that Didi mentioned today, that between 10 and 12, it's almost like sleeping for 4 hours.
Yeah.
That's very good to know. All of us, no matter how much our lifestyle is busy, we still at the back of our mind have a little bit about consciousness or awareness about our health. And we do look forward to going to the gym maybe. A lot of people use that to relax, going to the gym. But since we're talking about Rajyoga meditation, many times you'll see like people listening to music or watching TV while they're working out. But if I'm truly concerned about meditation and wanting to go deeper into meditation, how can I take advantage of this workout time and further my meditation practice?
Yeah, now the students of Brahma Kumaris, they practice a lot with the awareness, like if they are pulling their hands up, so they think that we are not only hands up, but our awareness is also going upwards. If they are spreading their hands right and left, so they will think that we are spreading the power of peace to the entire world.
Okay.
If they are bending down, so they will think of humility in their life. Some positive things connected with every movement of the body. And then that means that will give nourishment to the soul at the same time. So it becomes even interesting that when I have a particular kind of movement, what thought I should have at that time.
Right.
And then it becomes your nature, and you are spreading love to the world.
Right.
Like if you are taking love from the world, you are giving, you are giving love to the world. So movements are of all kinds,
Right.
So like this, to make the movements of the body.
Right.
And so therefore, I think it becomes like very harmonious practice for the body and for the soul when you do all these exercises with awareness of who you are and what is the purpose of your life.
Didi, this is so interesting because as you're talking about it, I'm visualizing the different aspects of our routine. Just a single day, I was, in my mind, I was visualizing. And I truly believe now that you can really bring Raj Yoga into your life every second. And, I never thought of these activities that you mentioned, like as we are working out, every movement that we do can be a meditative practice. So with these words, I really want to thank you for being with us today and for giving us all these wonderful suggestions. And we have a lot more questions for you. So we look forward to seeing you again in our next episode.
So it was my pleasure to be with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bringing Raj Yoga in our life. Didi has given us such simple tips and very powerful at the same time. Because if we can follow this, we are definitely going to have a peaceful life. Start out with just 15 minutes early in the morning and then make it a habit throughout the day. Some of the things we can do is have a small pocket notebook with us with powerful thoughts that we can look at maybe every hour. Have powerful thoughts written on the board next to your desk at work. Didi also talked about the importance of shifting from non-vegetarian or meat to vegetarian food. She explained the benefits of that. Sleeping early and waking up early is also important. I hope you find these tips useful and you can bring Raj Yoga in your life in spite of your busy schedule, in spite of being a workaholic, if I may. So I hope you keep watching us because we have a lot more questions for Didi, and she will be back in our next episode. Until then, take care and Om Shanti.